want to listen, or are we just gonna roll with it?
We're just gonna roll with it. Fuck it. Today we're taking risks.
Might as well.
Exactly. Might as well. So, welcome, guys. Second episode. We hope you enjoyed the last one. We've switched it up quite a bit, and we're gonna have a similar type of a structure in this episode. And the topic of this week's episode is definitions.
Okay.
So, and I thought it was very important to have a podcast like that, right? And it sounds very simple, like definitions. But I think that it's important to realize that language can be really, really hard to understand sometimes. Because miscommunication, even though we can communicate, I feel like we can't really communicate clearly because everyone kind of has different definitions for certain things.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So I thought, and of course, as always, of course, we're gonna have a little fun with it, right? So, the first thing that I was curious about, because I thought about it for some time, and I was like, okay, what is something that I really don't know what it is, or what the definition is? And I thought,
what is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. That's an easy one. But I mean, love in itself is also, I mean, let's start with that, right? What is love for you? You mentioned it.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. Well, baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
No more. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, love is truly caring for someone and being there.
Okay.
For the other person.
So, the magical 3 words, I love you, is that just something that, do you think that has value? Or
it has value. I mean, still, actions are worth more than words, of course. But it does have value. I do appreciate it when people tell me they love me.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, who doesn't like to hear it,
How is it for you?
Same thing. I think love is just really connected to caring, but you also can have, also love relationships are always different, certain loves are different than others. It's from some, you love them for different reasons, so to speak, right?
Yeah. And some you just can't put your finger on, might as well.
Yeah. Do I love it? Do I hate it?
Yeah, I shouldn't be liking this, but I find myself listening to it, so...
But at night, it just slaps. But yeah, man, I think love is really one of those though where it has a really a high status in society too. Those 3 words always in movies. Oh, did he tell you he loves you yet and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a big step in a relationship.
It is a big step in a relationship. It is. But the point of, at what point do you love someone? Does it something that you need to be aware of it, or is there also subconscious love?
Yeah, probably. I think it always starts subconsciously, right? And then you start realizing that you love someone. It's never that you decide to love someone.
I mean, that could also be, but we're
I mean, Stockholm syndrome, but let's not talk about that in this podcast.
So what's love?
Yeah,
kidnapping.
I guess it's kind of maybe starts, if you look at the relationship-wise, by kind of missing people, that when they're not there, you realize, would have liked to have them here.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's kind of unconsciously where you don't know you love them, but you notice that you miss them from time to time. That you prefer to be with them.
Nah, the postal man. It's just... when he drops off packages, I'm sad to see him leave every time. But about love then, right? Because what I wanted to get into is those movie analogies, right? That are almost in every teen movie, I want to say, right? And the famous impressions of the bases, right? It's I went to second base last night, right? Please, I have no idea. I thought about what is first base, what is second base, what is third base, and what is a home run? What how do you define that?
Yeah, I think it's every group has their own definition, but isn't... I have no idea what even first base is. Is that just kissing or just touching or...
I don't know, but that's what I'm asking.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'd start from the back, right? So I'd say a home run would be like
The Dutch mud flaps.
Yeah, exactly. Like a home run sounds like someone running in flip flops in a hallway, you know? Yeah. So I feel like that's it. So then, what's third base?
Like dry fucking then? Dry fucking? I don't know.
Touching a titty?
Sucking a titty? I don't know.
Many options.
Is it oral? Is that?
But that feels... But third base, I feel like oral is also kind of like up there, right? Like.
Usually it's down there.
Yeah. Depends for who.
True. Depends on how you look at it. Sometimes it helps to look at it from upside down.
From 69 perspective, you know. See things in a different light. But so I don't know. Third base, it could be oral. It could also, you know, like sucking the titty. Then second base would be, I don't know, making out or something.
Yeah, I guess.
First base would be like holding hands or something in intimate conversation. I don't know. And
what, home run is fucking your mom, or?
I mean, I don't know about that one, but okay, could be. Depends, you know, if that's your goal and you make it.
Then what's out of park?
Out of the park. I feel like out of the park is one of those threesome stories, you know?
True.
That's out of the park. Even though I gotta say threesomes, you know, like, they're very hyped and stuff, you know, but one disappointed face is enough, you know, I don't need two. Yeah, you know. What's your statement? What how do you feel about threesomes?
Fun. Yeah, the thing is, it could be really, really fun or either like really, really bad. It's
There's no in between. There's no mediocre threesome. I mean,
yeah.
I guess. You gotta have multiple ones for one to be mediocre.
Usually they are kind of weirded out on me staring at them through the window, but I think they're pretty fun.
It sounds also like a great title for a podcast, you know. So, a lot of options here. Oh man. But it's like in general, you know, so we got the first base home run analogy, right? So sticking with the whole theme, right? I just want to go through it. I heard a couple of people like define losing virginity different, right? Like what counts and what doesn't count is losing your virginity. It's like just a tip. Does that count?
It can count. Isn't it also just what it is to you? If you felt like that was sex, then sure. Because sex can be so, I don't know, it's not like sex is one thing, right?
No, of course not. Of course not.
If you think the tip was enough for you, then sure.
Man, it's just definitions as a whole, you know, it's like there are, of course, always these the web definitions and stuff, you know, that settle every debate out there. But I think it's kind of really what you said. I feel like not with like losing virginity, but like with all of those, like even like smaller words, I feel like you have somewhat of your personal like context to them.
Of course, yeah.
Which makes it super interesting in my opinion. Like how does the definition like really form? Like from your life experiences and you just...
Yeah, in your environment. Right?
I mean, yeah, like socially also like...
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing to me, though. Yeah. Like, it's a weird.
So, as a German, how do you feel about the Holocaust?
Okay.
What connotation do you have with the word?
Well, it's bad.
Thin ice.
Very thin ice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think one thing, also very thin ice. It is terrible, absolutely. I think...
Are you gonna say a but?
No, I'm just gonna say it's absolutely terrible. And I think throughout our history, there have been absolutely terrible things. But the Holocaust, for some reason, is just like... I mean, there's definitely a reason. I'm not saying there isn't one. But like, it's...
I love seeing you digging this hole for yourself.
I feel like it's the most like critical one to talk about, right? Like, I feel like we had so many people kill so many people, but the Holocaust is this one thing where, like, it's kind of like...
It's also very recent. I feel like that
I mean, that
plays
also,
a big part in it.
Yeah, it's also true. That's also true. Man, it's fucked up.
Some survivors are still alive today.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's also so crazy, like, living, like, 2021 now, you know? Looking back, like, this
living, existing in 2021.
Like, this isn't even 100 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
It's bizarre, like, how we live in this world right now. I mean, of course, there are, you know, areas where it isn't as peachy as it is here in the moment, you know? But it's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Crazy thing. It's a blessing that we get born at this time, you know? So
yeah. Also for the people who were born right after the war, though. Like, if I look at my grandparents, for them, things only got better.
Yeah,
and
that's
now
true.
they're probably gonna dip.
Yeah. They had a great time to be born. Also, like, financially.
Like the baby boomer generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They also, like, one dude could work in the family, whole mansion, family set.
Can you imagine being born before the internet? And, like, no man has been on the moon yet. Like, they've seen all of those changes in society.
That's crazy. And I wonder, because we're going... I mean, if it continues the way, we're only going to be alive for some even more tremendous moments, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And that's bizarre. Like, what are we gonna see? What's your prognosis? What's something?
Well, that's the thing, right? Because if you would have asked my grandparents when they were young, you can't even imagine. You know, you're already so, so much in the tunnel vision, because what you think is possible, but there's so much more possible that we have no fucking idea. We're just gonna find out.
Also true.
Well, I'm still in saying that at some point we're not gonna wipe our own ass anymore. Like, already
who's gonna do
looking
that?
at Japan with a bidet or something, I feel like it's such a savage thing to almost touch your anus with your hand, to just smear it out. I don't know. It feels like we were ahead of this, or should be ahead of this.
So you're saying, like, wiping your ass is really not sophisticated?
Yeah.
I mean, makes sense. Makes sense. We should probably use... I could see cotton towels, you know, not like reusable. That's terrible.
No, like the bidet shit, right? Where they just have like a jet stream up your ass.
Yeah. My mom had that at her place, but I never tried it. I was terrified.
Were you afraid you liked it, or
maybe? Maybe. It's like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this yet. I'm gonna try it back out.
Is it warm? Is it cold?
That's a good question.
Can you drink from it?
I don't know, man. That's the real question.
Can you up the power?
just mega stream, just blast that whole thing.
Super soaker.
Oh god. Oh, I mean, it is I guess a lot more sanitary, you know. So crazy things, but also, like, if I look at the Mars development, right? Will we land on Mars? Like, properly land on Mars in our lifetime? Kind of looks like it right
Probably,
now.
right?
I mean, yeah, and a lot of things that we can't predict. I watched Back in the Future.
Oh, nice.
I think 2 the other day. That's the one that's in the future, right? In like 2015.
Yeah, or yeah, I think so.
And it was so funny to see, like, the people's perspective from the 90s of what 2015 would look like, right?
Yeah.
With, like, hoverboards, flying cars, and everything. It's like, I don't know.
And what did we get?
I don't... I mean, I feel like at least the movie, you mean? Like, the movie didn't really get much, right? I'm saying
No.
that much.
Like, what we expected is like this very civilized floating cars, and what we got was COVID.
Yeah. 4 years later, though, maybe.
Yeah, okay. 2015, what did we have back then? Trump? No, not even.
Trump was 16.
16,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, true. Still had...
Oh, yeah, the Obama. That was pretty good.
Still,
that was
it
pretty solid.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. That was pretty solid.
Maybe they weren't that wrong after all, huh?
Maybe, but we didn't have a hoverboard. We did have the same Nike shoes, you know? I realized how much fucking advertisement is in those movies.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Some mad companies dropped a buckle and two to just say, hey man, I want him to have Nike shoes on. It's, I mean, even DeLorean, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a sick car.
Yeah,
I guess.
but
DeLorean
that's
is
the
a
thing,
sick car.
It worked because I do like the Nikes and I like the DeLorean. It's
100%.
iconic now.
Completely. And also like the Rick and Morty, somewhat of a spin-off animated version.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to really like see. It's really like a piece of culture.
It really is.
Yeah, and it's gonna keep on living on, I guess.
Fucking 80s, man. Some great shit came out then.
Oh, also like being alive during those 60s, 70s, 80s, like must have been a vibe.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
of course not everything great, you know, but still.
Yeah, and also where you lived at the time or what part of society you belong to.
True.
It's also, but yeah, if you were a white straight man, you had a great time.
That is very true. That is very true. You had a great time, man. I also talking about definitions, right? So, what I saw today, June is LGBTQ month, right? And I'm all for it. Something that I, was just posted in stories too, was people now that say they are transracial. I don't know if you heard of that.
No.
But it's people basically saying they belong to a different ethnicity now.
Oh, I have seen that. Yeah. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
I mean, to each their own. If it makes you happy, sure. But I'm not sure if I get it.
And it's like, I saw 2 examples. Again, I don't know if those are real, but I'm just going to assume they are, for the sake of it.
Yeah.
There was this girl who made her face completely yellow and said she identifies as Japanese now.
That's kind of racist.
Kinda. And the other girl put just hella makeup on and said she's black, and also used like the N-word stuff.
Oh shit!
Caps. I'm like,
this was transracial, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm all for it. My entire life been trying to figure out what's wrong with me. And these people actually figured it out. That's also something beautiful, where they feel like, oh, this is why I don't feel as well as I should feel. And then they change it.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, 100%. If it makes them happy, they should go for it. But it makes me think, like, what else will be able to be, like, you can put your twist on it, right? You can go beyond nature, so to speak. And gender is something different than sex, and everyone their own. I don't mean this in any bad sense, but like, if we're in transracial, like, what's the next step?
Well, we already have transalien, right? Where people say they're alien.
It's true. And choppers.
Yeah.
Apache, exactly. So there's some pretty wild shit out there already, man. But I just had to talk about it because I saw it on social media and I'm like, God damn, man. But let's bring it back on something a little bit more, in a different direction, right?
Okay.
So like, what is happiness for you? How do you define happiness?
Happiness is unreachable. Unreachable? Huh? No. Happiness is having inner peace.
Okay, and how do you attain that?
Well, that's not to be answered, right? That's the beauty of happiness. And then happiness is the day you die. You're knocking on the heaven's doors, wondering why they won't let you in yet. But you think, you know what? It's sad I have to go, but I'm grateful that I had this opportunity and I did, really enjoy it. Wasn't done yet because that's also not happiness. Having done everything you wanted to do, because then what do you do?
Very true. Very true.
So I don't know. I feel like that's happiness. That when you die, you're like, oh, well, sad I have to go, but how nice that I had this opportunity.
Yeah, that's a great way to see it. I think happiness is also, I feel like at every stage in life you have problems, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like happiness can also be achieved by having the best possible problems, right? And it's something that you also need to realize. It's not something like oh yeah, I got great problems, But if you're aware of it, that the problems that you have in like the spectrum of the world's problems, right, are relatively like you can live with them easily, then I think that you're at least in an environment where you can really be happy. Just like from an outside perspective.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But I like the inner peace of mind, and I think it's a very difficult, it's easier said than done,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's crazy what the mind alone can achieve, because I believe it's really not everything, but I think it is really most part a mental thing.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
It's a mindset. Yeah. I know happiness is going out without a jacket in spring for the first time.
Yeah.
It's in the little things.
It really is. And I think that's the reason why people like always say that about kids, that they're like the best gift in the world. Because I think kids are happy and like fascinated about everything, right? They see a flower and they stand there, they laugh at it and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I think those are the moments as a parent where you like really realize certain things, right? And I think that's why that saying is there. No, I mean, I'm no parent, I have no idea, but like just assuming here.
Yeah. Well, happiness really is in the little things, right?
Yeah.
So would make sense to you can, I don't know, I've told you the analogy before, but sometimes life can kind of feel like as you're cycling uphill and you're trying your best to keep up and keep up and keep up. But sometimes you're even faster, or it's way better for you to just get off the bike, walk, and look around and appreciate the beauty you see. Yeah.
100%.
Wholesome, might as well episode again.
I mean, that's the way to go. Mm-hmm. I talking about mindset, I had a very interesting thing happen to me the other day, right? So I had this eye pain for 3 years, right? So my right eye, every now and then just decides to completely pull and hurt. Like I can see normally. I've been to eye doctors. They say everything's completely fine. Been to regular doctors. They said it's a headache or whatever, but medication didn't help. So at this point, I'm like, because it happened again like yesterday, right? So I'm like, what is this really?
Is it like a migraine or something?
That's what I got medication for, but it didn't do anything. So I have no idea. And it's like, my eye is everything fine, but it's like a pinching and like a stinging thing. It's super bizarre. So I ran out of options, right? Because doctors didn't really help me anymore. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to text a shaman, right? I'm going to just ask a shaman, like, hey, why does my eye hurt? Tell me something. And what she said was very interesting. She said that she believes that every disease and every injury that we have has a emotional purpose. So like, it's portrayed on your body necessarily, but it's something that occurs on your emotional plane, so to speak, right? Which I thought was an interesting thought.
Yeah.
And then so I asked her this. The first question that I got, when did your parents get divorced? Like, excuse me. But weirdly enough, like the time period of when I have this eye pain fits to like when my parents first talked about like separating, to the moment that my mom like moved out, right? It's like the perfect frame. That's pretty bizarre, right? Yeah. So I was kind of like thinking about that a little bit, and I'm gonna have like a follow-up conversation with her, but
it's like a stress thing then,
I guess. But she said it could be like an unconscious thing, because this happened when I was 10, right?
Yeah.
So how much do you really realize when you were 10?
Almost nothing.
Exactly. And she said it's your eye because you didn't want to see your parents fighting. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, this is some deep shit right here.
We're on fucking bedrock right now, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. But like, I thought it was a very, very interesting thought.
Yeah. Man, something completely different. I gotta admit that first when you said it, I thought Apple made another product, eye pain. Like, I got this eye pain. I was like... Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
What does it do? What does eye pain do?
Every month just takes $100 off your bank account. It's like every other Apple product.
Nice. So I love that feature, man. It does it automatically. I don't even have to do it myself. It just takes the money right off my account, man.
Eye pain.
Get yours today. Yeah, man. But like, if you don't know with your health problems anymore, maybe talk to a shaman. Maybe it could help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You never know.
Interesting, though.
Yeah. Also throws like a cancer is a very terrible like disease, right?
Yeah.
But it feels like since we don't really have an idea how to treat it, it could be, I mean, now I'm talking out of my ass, but it could necessarily be like the ultimate emotional plane disease. But it's so good at everything. I have no idea.
For the people listening, Philip right now is sitting upside down. There's a microphone right in his ass-crack.
Exactly. That's the way to do it. All right, we talked about happiness. So what about success? And do you think it plays a role in happiness?
Yeah, well, success is also subjective, right? Because I think in definition, if you would pick a dictionary or look it up in a dictionary, it would probably say something like the achievement of your goals.
Yeah.
So whatever your goals are, and if your goal is to be happy, I feel like probably, at least for me, they are aligned. Like my goal is to be happy and therefore have inner peace.
Yeah.
But for other people, it's something else, and that's also fine.
Yeah, very true.
You know, success is a lot of followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
And a lot of money. Yeah, that's success.
Mansion.
Yeah. A trophy wife.
That's the weirdest concept to me still. Like trophy wives is a concept I don't understand, but I'm not in the culture, I guess.
But yeah, I still think that success is something that shouldn't be achieved. Because it's kind of like playing a game, right? Like when you're done with the game, what do you do?
Yeah.
It's not as fun anymore. So that, I don't know, it's kind of fun to always work on something.
Yeah, and I think it's like a human thing too.
Yeah.
To like be productive in a sense, or like do something.
Exactly.
I mean,
what is success to you?
I'd say success to me is at least trying something. Like I I connected with trying a lot, because success is always like, feels like this end of the ladder type of thing, like when you made it, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's already a success if you go out and try something new, and try at least, right? So as long as you try, I would call it a success. And I think the problem is also with definitions that if people have too high of expectancies on those labels, for example, right? They're never going to achieve the success that they're looking for, so to speak. Whereas if you have another definition of success, you can reach success more easily for yourself.
But should they change it then, or how do you see it?
I mean,
because if someone labels success as making, I don't know, 100 grand, they can do that, right?
Yeah, no, of course. And they should be free to.
Or should they then chase it to, no, I want success to be me trying to do new things?
I mean, I think that's like a subjective thing. But I'd say I would just assume that some people would struggle with that, to set themselves too high of expectancies. You know, I personally, I'm not really like in that mindset, but I just, you know, maybe someone is out there struggling with it.
Yeah.
So, like that's one of those things where like I just wanted to have this episode about definitions, because I think it's also important to like think about it for yourself. Like, what does success mean for you? What does happiness mean for you? And really try to come up with something that you like are more aware of it, what it actually means to you.
Yeah.
Because I think it's not something you like think about regularly.
Am I the only one?
So like, you do? Like, what's...
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's kind of the action decisional thoughts that you have, right? Like, what am I doing here?
Okay, fair enough.
Kind of when you wake up, like, why am I waking up exactly?
What's this bullshit for?
Yeah. What am I doing here? Yeah, just, I don't know. It's a lot in my decision making, because you never know what ball life is gonna throw at you now.
Yeah.
Or how long life is. So in the end, what is life? It's a collection of memories, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, that in my decision making, I always try to take that in perspective as well. To not just think about the goals and the end and years ahead. Well, you don't know if you're gonna get those years.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I think staying like really like being in the future like that, it's also something that it can really get to you. Like because I feel like to a certain degree, to really live, and as you said, to like make as much memories or experiences, I think you make those if you are in the moment.
Yeah.
And not ahead.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. So we had success. And then also a good old one is good or bad. What is good? What is bad?
Might as well the podcast. Good. Any other podcast bad?
That makes sense. Yeah.
You shoot first. What is good? What is bad?
I mean, first of all, I personally think, like, to me, is there such a thing? Like, if we talk about experiences, right? I feel like we always try to see, that was a great experience, that was a really bad experience. But I feel like in the end, everything is an experience, and you learn from both. And the ones that felt like a terrible experience, you learn more from, like, I'd say.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's like a weird balance. We have a good thing, and I don't know if it brings you like ahead, like growth or like self-development wise, as much as a bad one does from definitions.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's a good or bad experience. But
just in general, is there a good or bad? I don't think so.
Yeah, like I don't know either.
I think it's a big ass void. Because good or bad is so fucking subjective.
Yeah.
That there is no good or bad. Because every good thing can be a bad thing. A bad thing can be a good thing. So
that's true. There's an upside to everything and a downside to everything.
Yeah.
It's a whole yin and yang.
Yeah, and also you doing something what you think is good can be perceived as bad for other people or in other context, to the earth, for example.
Yeah.
So it's there is no good or bad.
Yeah. But it's such a interesting thing. Like, it'd be really tough to find something that just has upsides, you know? But of course, like, I feel
Might
like...
as well the podcast.
Only upsides. Fuck everything else. It's the only good thing in this world. God damn it. This just becomes a very confident episode, so to speak. Oh, shit, man. Alright, so what about... I mean, like, I feel like it goes... in a similar fashion, right? But like, not necessarily similar, but sustainable. You mentioned like good for the earth, for example, right?
Yeah.
So like, what is sustainable for you?
Sustainable is making sure that the generations after you can also enjoy life to the extent that you can as well, or maybe even more.
I like that because what my main thought was about sustainability, right? Because I feel like it always gets talked about in the earth perspective. But I think there's sustainability in everything, like even like a social environment.
Yeah.
There's a certain sustainability that needs to be like upkept. So I really like your definition of it, actually.
Oh, how nice.
No debate? What is this? All right, then I have sanity. What is sanity? Does it exist?
You shouldn't ask me. Shouldn't ask me what the fuck sanity is. Yeah, no, we don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean,
there's so much we don't know about our minds, and for all I know, I don't know. Like, this could still be a matrix, and maybe the junkie we label as insane has it all figured out. I don't fucking know.
That's very true. It's a weird spectrum of this whole thing. One thing that I always come back to when I hear sanity is this great quote from a Far Cry 3 villain.
Oh, fuck yeah.
From Vaz, sick name too, by the way. He labeled insanity as doing the same thing over and over and expecting the result to change. Right? Where it's like, I really like that definition for insanity because it does make sense. Like, what are you trying to achieve if you keep doing the same thing? And you realize that it failed before. It could work again, but...
Hope? Maybe?
I guess, but I feel like you need to adjust things. Like, if you really do the same thing, I don't know if you'd ever, like, get ahead. Right?
Do you have to get ahead?
Not necessarily. Maybe sometimes you're also supposed to run in a circle, right? Because you overlooked something. But then... for example, like if you walk on a path and you see a hole in the ground, right, and you fell in it once before, then maybe go around it. That's what I'm saying, And that can be in anything too, like relationship patterns or.
Yeah, no, I do see that, but I just don't see how it's linked to sanity.
I mean, he said it as insanity, but I guess. I mean, that was his. I mean, I can kind of see it.
I can see why it would be smart if you want to achieve something and it doesn't work one way to, at some point you're going to run out of things to do it in the wrong way. But does that make you sane then? And if you don't do it, does it make you insane?
Yeah, I don't know about that one either. I just.
But I do like the quote.
Like, to me, like the insanity thing, I guess just makes sense in the sense of like if you really expect the result to change. If you're
fooling yourself then as well. Yeah.
Because then again, like, what is insanity? Like, what is sanity? Because it is really like a tough term to put in perspective, such as normal.
Well,
too.
I guess insanity is when your actions and your brain doesn't work according to the norm. But like that's insanity, right? That we have a norm of how we think things should work, we should work.
Yeah.
With an average of society. And if it's proven that your actions are different and your brain is working differently from the norm, then you're insane.
I guess that'd be like a very systematic definition.
Yeah, like dictionary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's ask something. What is insane to you? But like something insane or something someone's ever did that you think that's insane. Or just, I don't know.
It can go in so many ways, I think. Insane can also be someone who said, I'm a risk it all and won it. Right? Is he as insane as someone who risked it all and lost it? Are they as insane? Or did he make just a better gamble, so to speak?
I think they're as sane. I mean, it's just a different outcome, but the action is the same.
Yeah.
What I think is insane is how the fuck people are having babies. Like, I feel like we were all so okay with this. What the fuck? We have two human beings and they mate, and then there's a co-creation that grows in a belly for 9 months for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah.
And then it crawls out of the... Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck? It's attached to a cord. I don't know. It's insane to me.
It is really fucking insane. Like the same thing is like we're all on a flying rock going through fucking I don't know how many kilometers an hour. Right? We're moving fast. Yeah. And we're just out here like, making such a big deal out of ourselves. Yeah. It's like, we have no idea what the fuck this is.
No.
We have no idea.
Isn't it insane that we're philosophizing or thinking in philosophy so much, even though there's never going to be an answer?
Yeah. Or
does that make us sane because we do think about it?
I think...
that we try to make sense of stuff. Does that make us sane?
I'd say so. I'd say so.
Or would a crazy person call themselves crazy? Or wouldn't a crazy person call themselves crazy? Or is that crazy? How many times can I say the word crazy in one sentence?
I feel like you're crazy. If you say words repeatedly, you heard the thing. If you say the same words, I expect the result to change. Man, that's how it works.
Ain't that crazy, huh?
But that's a good question. I mean, and then, for example, like the good old scientific thing, like, do animals think? Right? Because I feel like if humans are the weirdest animal on this planet, I'd say, like, you don't see any animal else putting shoes on. Like, it's kind of strange. We wouldn't survive. Like, we have no fur or anything, which is kind of these...
Yeah.
We're strange animals, but we can think.
Yeah, it's so weird how we're so dependent of so much shit, but we're very independent as well because we have the shit, but when we don't have it, we can't survive for shit.
No. And it's such a collective effort.
Yeah.
Like if you would put a single person that's not, of course, like a super intelligent mechanical engineer, whatever, right?
Like us.
Exactly. If you put us back into the past, right? Just time machine, let's go back 300 years, we would not be able to do shit. We can tell all the people, oh, they're gonna be internet, but then then show us. And we're like, yeah. Couldn't even invent a light bulb. I mean,
I'd probably be the dude who eats the berry and then dies, so someone else can take a note, don't eat that berry.
It's a bigger purpose right there.
I don't know.
Who knows how many people's lives you would save with that note?
But would that care for me? Would it matter?
Not for you, but for humanity, right? So it's like a higher purpose type of thing. Do you believe in that? That there's a higher purpose to your existence?
No.
You don't?
No, I think we all like to think there is, because else it's the Messiah complex, right? We all think we're so special, but I totally agree with Camus. No one is special, and that's what makes us special.
I agree with that, but I meant more in a sense that even didn't mean it from a Messiah complex situation, right? I meant it for there could be such a small thing that you do, but it ends up having a really big purpose, and you're just meant to fill a certain purpose.
No, I don't. I do believe that it can happen like that, but I don't think anything is meant to be.
Okay, so it's not everything is predetermined.
No,
so
no.
destiny.
That would also make life fucking boring, wouldn't it?
Well, you wouldn't know about it, right?
Yeah, but if it were a thing,
but then you wouldn't know if it would be, right?
Yeah,
it's the butterfly effect thing too.
Yeah, okay, but no, I don't think anything is meant to be.
So you don't believe in destiny?
No.
Okay.
Happy coincidences.
Happy. Sounds some Bob Ross type beat. Yeah, I mean.
No, there's no beauty in destiny. No, it makes no sense either. I don't know, to me at least. I think it the way I see it, it's a tool for people to try to make sense of this absurd existence that we're in. But to me, there's no sense to it.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. If I
how are you with the whole destiny stuff?
I don't know. I feel I'm on a fence. Sometimes I'm oh yes, definitely, and sometimes I'm huh, because I feel sometimes it calms you down too.
Yeah, like I said, sure. It can also be a good thing for people. It is this whole question of, hey, where did we come from? Where are we gonna go? And why the fuck are we here, right?
Yeah.
And then having destiny is, it can be a peace of mind.
That is true. Okay, but
that's the way I see it, a peace of mind. I don't see it as a fact that destiny is a thing.
Okay. I mean, to me, I'd say destiny, I would generally say it does exist to an extent. I wouldn't say everything is predetermined. I think free will does exist, but it's a weird mixture of things. I feel life shows its ways and different things on if you're on the right path or if you're on the wrong path, so to speak, to give advice or guide.
So then what is right or wrong?
Yeah, that's it's a difficult thing, but I feel sometimes if you do something good, you are more likely to get a reward. At least that's how I would like to think. Of course, it's very difficult and it doesn't always work that way, right?
Yeah.
But I'd feel generally there is a sort of a guidance in life. I'm not calling it God. I don't even know if I generally like the term destiny, but I think there is generally some guidance from something. And
what makes you think that?
the other day I had a great story to this, right? So I started this thing, right, where since I'm also leaving Leeuwarden soon, I started to giving the people that are leaving Leeuwarden, I started giving them a message. So I have one tarot card deck that I don't really use, and I give take a certain card, think of the person, and write that message down on a paper and give it to them for their next chapter of life, right? As a maybe as a positive thing.
Yeah.
So I did that with a great friend from here. Shout out Max. And afterwards, I went to get to the coffee shop, right?
Yeah.
And then I got a free edible. So in my head, I was like, I did a good thing, right? I did, try to like at least give some positivities to someone else.
Yeah.
And I got a reward for it. That's how I saw it.
Yeah, okay. But it can also just be a happy coincidence, right? Because it's very human-like to think, life is absurd. Let's make sense of it. Probably if I do something good, I will get something good. That makes sense. I'll hold on to that.
Of course.
But we will never have any proof for that.
No.
But if it gives you peace of mind, then it's a very beautiful thing, and then definitely believe in it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just for me, it doesn't work.
Yeah, and that's okay. And everyone has different opinions on everything.
For me, it makes life even more beautiful, because I was thinking about it last episode where we said, like, about friendship and friends that, I'm not destined to meet my friends. Yeah. It's not destiny. And then I was thinking about it, like, should it make me sad that it isn't destiny?
Yeah.
But then I realized, no, it's even more beautiful, because this is just dumb luck. It's just dumb fucking luck that I've met all these people. And how nice is that?
Yeah, true. I mean, it also depends. It's a really subjective thing, right? Because to me, destiny is also something beautiful. Or like guidance, where I'm like, if I'm meant to meet those people, then it's also crazy. Like, that would even be also very weird,
But if you're always meant,
but you don't know about it. It's not like your destiny, right? It's like it.
Yeah, but still, if your whole life is already written out, then what's the point in trying? Yeah, but if your destiny is always to meet those people and.
Yeah, but that's not how I see it necessarily. I mean,
then how do you see it?
But the thing is, right? Like, if I'm not saying I'm destined to meet. I mean, I feel like sometimes you are destined to meet certain personality types. Like, I think that's also what I said in the best friend episode, like in the friendship episode.
Yeah.
But since you don't know about your destiny, it still doesn't feel like you're destined to meet someone. I mean,
but
sometimes
if it is,
you get that vibe. Yeah,
if you do believe in destiny, then it doesn't matter that you don't know beforehand, but then still everything you do was already said that it was going to happen. So then it doesn't change that fact, right? That what's the point in trying in life? Because that's the path you're going to go down.
True, but
even not knowing where the path is leading, but still knowing it doesn't matter because there's a path.
I think it still matters. Like, to me, it's also like not a black and white thing, since we can't prove it. Mm-hmm. Like, I like to think about it, but I'm not like that strict. Like, if I meet someone, I'm not immediately like, oh shit, this is destiny, and like if I, fail a math test, I'm like, I mean, math test, you kind of do want to tell it to yourself. Oh, this was meant to, I was meant to fail this, But yeah, I mean, I don't see it that way. I don't get frustrated if I think that this is all like meant to happen the way it does, because I don't know about it.
Okay.
Whether like uncertainty about the path, like about the path in itself, and also about if it exists at all. So it's like I don't know. It's just fun to think about, I guess. Has some beauty to it.
Yeah, it is definitely fun to think about. I hope so, because so far people have been listening to us for like 48 minutes talking about this. So.
That is very true. But it was very funny, actually, because destiny was the last thing that I wanted to end this with. And we came there naturally.
Oh, wow.
This is destiny. No, but yeah, with that said, what did you think of this episode?
I think it's a very big brain episode to also for the listeners to view their opinion on the definitions we gave. Yeah. And I would love to hear the definitions from the people listening. So if you have a definition you want to share, you can find us on Instagram at mightaswell420.
Yeah, leave us a message. And stay beautiful.
Yeah, and enjoy life. And also with this whole thing of, these existential thoughts, don't get too caught up in it either. If it's taking the toll on you, then don't. You're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
Calm down. Say calm down.
Yeah, hakuna your tatas.
Exactly. It's the way to see it. If it stresses you out, just take a walk.
Yeah. It's the thing is, we don't know the meaning of life, But I think we're pretty damn sure the meaning of life is definitely not trying to figure out what the meaning of life is. So if you get stuck, try to drop it, because you're not gonna, like we're discussing it as well, you're not gonna find a definite answer.
No.
You're just gonna find what feels right to you and just work with that.
Exactly.
And, yeah, like I said, the meaning of life is not looking for the meaning of life.
Yes. And don't be too hard on yourself. Don't set the bar of like what you feel like you need to accomplish so high that you feel constant pressure. You know, take a break.
But also, if you do want to aim high, shoot for the stars. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't work,
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I don't want to,
I don't want to limit anyone here.
No. The sky's always the limit,
Yeah.
It's like aim for the moon, you at least hit a star or something. I like that.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know
or
where
some
you end
Elon
up.
Musk shit that's up there. Well.
Yeah. Either or. But thank you very much for listening. And have a great week.
See you next week then. Peace. I don't know, I never end this.
Might as well.
Get it in there.